At the City Chambers today, members of SESPlan got together for a press briefing. Don't know what SESPlan is? It's an organisation made up of all 6 Edinburgh area local authorities. They're responsible for drafting the region's second strategic development plan. This will impact on future housing development, jobs and investment for the next 20 years. This report is the first step in a statutory process. The report must be ratified by all 6 councils before the official consultation period from July to September. So, Councillor Perry, no sooner have you finished with one set of plans, and now we're on to the next one. This one is called the SESPlan. Could you tell me what impact this will have on Edinburgh?
You're quite right. It's a continual process in planning. No longer you finish one local plan, then you're on to a regional plan. SESPlan is made up of all the local authorities in South East Scotland. That's half of Fife, East Lothian, West Lothian, Mid Lothian and the Borders. And what we do there is plan the region and what we want the region to look like. Once that is finished, obviously you need to look at how that applies to Edinburgh. So that's the stage we're at. We're looking at how we plan on a regional basis, then we apply that to Edinburgh.
And how can the public become involved with this?
Well, this is called a main issues report, and what we've done is set out a number of issues that we want and we think need to be considered when we're planning this area, the SESPlan South East Scotland over the next 20 years. And we want the public to give us their views about the way in which they see this region going and developing. So up till over the summer and up to September, we'll be asking members of the public, groups, organisations, developers, what they think about what we've produced in this plan.
And will that make any difference? Would you then still be able to change it?
Yes, it will make a difference. It's called the main issues report. It's not called a plan, and that's deliberate because we want people's opinions, and we will change the plan according to people's opinions. If obviously we as politicians have to make an assessment about people's comments on this, but it will change if what we think has been suggested makes sense to us.
And then what happens after the consultation?
After the consultation, then we produce the plan, which then goes out to the local authorities again for a consultation. And if we don't change that plan, or none of the individual local authorities make any changes to it, then it becomes a plan which we then use to, and each local authority will then use to plan their prospective areas over the next 20 years.
I'm Stuart Bell, Executive Member for Economic Development at Scottish Borders Council, and I'm the Vice Convener of SESPlan.
Mr Bell, if you're from Borders Council, how does this affect you?
There's a very strong relationship between Edinburgh and the surrounding local authorities. In the Borders, although we have half of the area of SESPlan and only 10% of the population of the whole of the SESPlan area, the development and growth in Edinburgh has a significant impact on what happens in the Borders. At the same time as reflecting the rurality of the Borders, we need to find mechanisms in which Edinburgh can benefit from the Borders and the Borders can benefit from Edinburgh. That's one of the strengths of SESPlan. The Borders Railway is opening at the beginning of September. We believe that it will have a significant impact in terms of providing job opportunities in the Borders associated with the railway, businesses that want to have a close geographic relationship and commuting relationship with Edinburgh, looking at possibilities of locating in the Borders, as well as providing an opportunity for people in the Borders to find work and employment in Edinburgh. That is very good because it helps us to meet our climate change objectives in terms of providing people with a relationship between their housing and employment that is environmentally sustainable. But we believe that the railway itself as an entity will actually help to drive the growth of the Borders economy.
And how difficult is it to get 6 local authorities to agree one plan or framework for the next 20 years?
It takes a considerable amount of talking, but that talking has a lot of benefit. The benefit is in the process. It's the planning process itself that is important, not the plan in terms of the output. The fact that the 6 local authorities, officials and elected members sit down and talk together actually facilitates our subsequent local development planning, because we work more efficiently and better together with an understanding of what each other is trying to do.